What's going on, people? You feel me there? You know who that is? Meet George Jetson, his boy Elroy. What's that? I guess it's Elroy. What's that? Judy? Judy, his older daughter. Yeah. And Jane, his wife. That's my wife. Right? Welcome, everybody. It's my weekly space update, or like I like to call it, journey into space, if you can hear me and feel me on that right now. Listen, I can and I will, right? But before I get started on my space update, you know what? Dawned on me, you can't see what I can and I will, right? So let me give you a little more of that. There's a little more of that, whatever that is, right? Now you can see me too. Okay, cool. So I can and I will go into space. But before I get started with my two exciting victories I want to share with you today, our unofficial sponsor is Banana Boat. And whether you're 8 years old or 30 years old, always make sure you have a parent or guardian that can cleverly read these bottles and cans before spraying something on. This one says water resistant for 80 minutes. So you can go underwater for a good hour and 10 minutes before you got to come up out of the water, right? Give yourself 10 minutes to dry off. But listen, folks, thanks for tuning in right now. I hope you're watching this live. If you're not, well, you might be losing some money in the interim here. But I do want to cover some really cool things today. This is my weekly update. I do these on Thursdays. I call it Journey into Space because what I want to talk about right now is for those of you who are really into my space journey. As you know, my SubaruSteve.com website is devoted to my journey into space, which will happen. There's no more if, it's when, okay? And here's how I know this, because I have in my mind a goal and a goal line, and along that goal line are little red pins on the board, so to speak. And every time I get one pin closer, draw another little line to it, right? And that's what I'm doing. I've got two things now that I want to share with you. Okay, these are two facts. These are two more looped bullet points on the way to my goal. And I'm still moving forward. So first is I am now doing exhaustive, I mean really exhaustive, I mean really, really exhaustive training, both physically and mentally. Now physically, some of you may know I do indulge in the pool here behind me, but what I'm doing back here, a lot of people don't know, especially my neighbors, because they wonder if I'm dead or not, but I do a lot of floating in the pool. Because in space, you're weightless, right? And for the 5.5-month journey to Mars, I'm gonna be weightless, and I'm gonna need to know how to float, right? Not like it with a red balloon, no, but floating in space. So yes, I'm undergoing, that's the physical training I've been doing. And the mental training I'm doing right now, I think you all will appreciate this one, is we all know space is quiet, you know? Space is real quiet. Yes, that's right, Riker, I mean really, really quiet. So what I do now is I spend countless hours in quiet time, thanks to my wife and my family. True story, where I am not allowed to talk or listen. That's the ultimate quiet time, I think you'll agree. And going to Mars is going to be a really long trip, and if I'm the only one going on the first manned mission, which I will do, I would gladly do, I won't be talking or hearing others other than things that are pre-recorded. So that's the exhaustive and physical, mental training part I'm going through, but that's only one thing. There's another big milestone we just hit. Some of you know this already. So I use what I call the social media stream pump. If you imagine a water pump, it's just pump the water up out of the ground and it goes down, and people are nourished and people live and people go on. Crops are planted, crops grow, right? So social media stream pump is what I like to call it. And the more and bigger we get, and I say we because it's not just me, this is a journey where we're all kind of connected in one way or the other. And especially if you're a subscriber. Oh, by the way, before I get into number 2 in the stream pump, I want to congratulate Mr. Cheech Dilligaff here in Virginia Beach. It wasn't planned. You can see the actual drawing. If you go back my live streams, you'll see where I gave away the $100. It was random. Cheech was actually the Second runner-up, the first person I couldn't get a hold of. I tried. I even put messages out. Second person, I think Matt M was the first. Lauren Maloney was the second. And if you're hearing it now, it's too late. And then Cheech was the third runner-up. I don't even know who the fourth was now. I've got it written down somewhere. But I did get a hold of Cheech. And because he was quick in responding, and he's like OG in the subscriber category. He's been around for 3 years, I guess, maybe a little longer as a subscriber. So congratulations, Cheech, and your family. And I understand you might be buying your daughter her first car. And yeah, man, I'm happy for you. And folks, don't forget, when I get to 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away 500. Where am I going to get to 500? Well, I hope from all of this. I hope that when I get to about 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, I start generating a little bit of money. And by the time I get to 5,000 subscribers, $500 will be nothing. And when I go to 10,000, 1,000 will be nothing. I'm going to keep giving money back, because not only do I think churches should do that, I think we should do that. We should give more than we receive. So back to this, the social media Main Street bump. My second big victory was, and people said it would never happen, when I retired just over 2 years ago, I had 300 subscribers on the YouTube channel. And I don't know, I was just around 4,000 on Facebook, I think, maybe a little less. But then I retired, and they said, well, you're never going to increase your YouTube channel. You're crazy. It can't be done. You're 66 years old. What are you thinking? Well, here we are 2 years later, and I not only doubled it, I've more than tripled it. In fact, today we're at 1,024 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you. You make it worth getting up every day. You know what? If more senior citizens and old people would start doing stuff like this, it might be a little more enjoyable getting older, right? I think so. Anyways, the bigger and better the odds, the bigger and better we get on Facebook and YouTube. We're not over 5,000 followers on Facebook, 1,024 on YouTube. The bigger and better the odds become of finding the right philanthropist. And if that's you, I'm ready, man. Whether you want a one-man trip to space or Mars, or you want a four-man crew, I've got plans, and we would be expendable one way, meaning that the next rocket you send, there's already a secondary return vehicle if needed. Think about that. Go to my website, SubaruSteve.com. That talks all about that. Thursdays, I am going to continue this going forward with my weekly update, Journey into Space. It does keep me occupied and motivated on Thursdays and throughout the week to give this a lot of thought. So I'll come up with something between now and next Thursday to share with you. I hope you enjoyed what I did today. And listen, if you've ever worked for 7-Eleven, or you know anybody who has, or you've ever shopped at 7-Eleven, I'm hoping you're about my age and you have one of these sitting around in your house that you don't use that much. It does say 7-Eleven on the front of the bottle. This is another unofficial plug, but this is my go-to for my home drink. It's full of Crystal Light, should be full of water. When I get into space, it'll be full of water, I'm sure. But I'm looking for that kind of stuff. So if you can find that for me, I'd really appreciate it. And with that said, I hope y'all are having a great day. I think I'm out of here. Let's see. Yep. Another weekly update coming up on 9-minute mark. Dang, I talk a lot. I hope somebody hears it. Later, folks.